Ash is such a lovely community atmosphere. Everything, you go there, you've met people from the village, everybody talks to one another. I go and get my paper every morning, everybody says good morning. It's that lovely community about Ash that we keep, and the Chequers would add to that, and that's what we want the council to realise. We're going to lose a part of our community if we don't get that other pub.
CAMRA firmly believe in community pubs. A recent research paper has proven that if you have a community pub which you go to, you have a better standard of life, you're less stressed, you're happier, mainly because you're going out there, you're meeting friends, you're chatting, you're relaxing, rather than being stuck at home in front of the television with your 4-pack of lager that you bought from the local supermarket. And something like the Chequer, a fantastic location right centred in the middle of Ash, would make a fantastic pub, good community centre with offering everything for the family, sports teams such as bat and trap, and we used to play bat and trap there. So it would offer something for everybody, and in its location, and as well as being a grade 2 listed building. It's a fantastic place, if you seem to lose it.
I like villages to stay alive, and I like the community to stay alive within it, and the Chequer is a part of that. Secondly, democracy. I think it's good to have real local democracy, which current governments feel that they can't deal with. And democracy relates to our community, and our community wants this. And the third reason is people like a pint. So do I, and I don't want to walk 3 miles to get one.
Pubs are the British way of life, absolutely. They are unique across the whole world. And as such, as each pub closes, you never get them back. And once the Chequer Inn closes, you'll never get that pub back. You'll lose access to it, so people won't be able to go in and look inside the historic interior of the pub. You won't be able to go into the garden and enjoy the ambience that creates. So, when you do get changes of use like this, unfortunately it is a loss. It's a loss to our heritage, it's a loss to our culture, it's a loss to our community.
If you look at Ash by geographical area, is the largest parish in England, and if you look at the places where people can actually meet and talk and understand and interact with each other, there are less and less. And so I think that to lose something like that, a facility like that if it's run correctly, could be really good for the whole village. So I think it's quite significant when you think, people going to churches, falling, the 2 little shops, but where actually do you meet somebody else in a village? So that old saying, villages, everybody knows everybody, I think it's not true, or it's going to become less true, because how do you get to meet people?
Well, the problem with the pub that we have, the Volley, it's very much a man's pub. It is a drinking pub. He doesn't do food. He doesn't need to do food. He has enough custom with just beer. And the people who go in there are drinkers. But if you want to go out for a meal, you can't. That's basically that. And that's what's missing.
I'm going to be interested to see what the decision is tonight. A week or so ago, the council approved or granted the Chequer Inn asset of community value. In other words, they recognised the Chequer Inn as an asset to that community, to the Ash community. Now, if tonight the planning committee now turn around and say, well, actually, we're going to approve change of use, there's a sort of a contradiction there, I think.
We're here to make sure that a developer and a council doesn't change a 2-3 century-year-old building into a private home. This is a public house, not a private house.
It's an historic landmark, and I see it as a community asset. We'll be losing up and down the country. The government is banging on about community adhesion and all the rest of it, and we're taking away churches and pubs, which to me doesn't make a lot of sense.
It will gradually be an erosion, and what's really absurd is that in this age of development, when there are potentially a number of houses that are going to be built in and around the village, it's going to be rather counterproductive. All these new people who might want to come to a village might actually want a pub.
The landlord of the other pub that's open, he misses it because he often goes down to have a drink in the Chequer. So that's what we want to do. We need at least 2 pubs in the village, and one. They are different pubs. That's what they are. They're different, and that's what we want. We want that choice that you can have.
You've got Enterprise and Punch, who are the 2 largest pub companies across the UK. They're charging excessive rent to landlords. The beer tie is excessive. So it's very, very difficult for a landlord in that situation to actually make a living and make a profit. And I think what's the fight now is being taken to them to try and make the sort of the industry fairer for them and give them a chance of actually running successful pubs.
But they would lose their community asset, which is a place where people go to enjoy themselves and relax and meet as a community, where there'll be weddings, birthdays, where people would meet people that they'll fall in love with, where people will be employed from cleaners all the way up. So that's what it's going to lose.
Most of them are either elected officials, and they have to take advice of people that are advising them. And the planning officer has looked at it, and I've read what he has written, and they have to take that into consideration. But when they do see the strength of support that the pub's got, then I think they have to weigh that in the balance. I mean, this is real democracy, in-your-face democracy. Getting this many people out for a pub is probably not expected, and so they would be foolish, I think, to not take that into account.
It would be nice for them to support the community as the community is witnessing here. What I do hope is that the QC's report, based on the facts of the matter, not on the emotion, will go in the way that the Village of Ash community wants it to go.